What's good, everyone? It's your boy Sifu G, the Esoteric Warrior. Hope everyone's doing good today. Thank you everyone that liked and commented on the hammer fist of the burning palm. And since you like techniques, I thought I'd do another technique workshop on the spinning back fist or the spinning hammer fist. And it is very useful if you know how to set it up, but you wouldn't want to be trying to do that every single time because people catch on and they get to see when you're going to start to turn the waist and step across. So there's some do's and don'ts the way I was taught. And there's different lead leg and rear leg, but I'm just going to show the lead leg first. And there's ways to set it up, of course, and I've got a million ways to set it up, but I just want to give you the basics first. It can be set up in one move without. I like to use a combination into the spinning hammer fist or the back fist rather than spin on the spot. A lot of Kung Fu styles will just spin on the spot and hit like this. But another way you can do it, if he's throwing his right hand and I press that across, I step across with the foot, right? So from here, as the punch comes, I can trap that and continue into the strike and then spin back. When I was in my teens, I got into a fight in an arcade place where we play all the Space Invaders back when I was like 15. And one of my friends was playing one machine, I was playing another machine, and the guys come up, tried to pickpocket him. And I grabbed the guy by the throat and slammed him up against the wall, got his wallet back, and I didn't hit him or anything, I just grabbed him and I said, give us the money, and got the money for my friend Mark, and I just fucking threw him and he ran out. Not knowing, he's gone down to the nearest snooker place called, what was it called? There was a place in town that used to play snooker, and a lot of Asians would go there. Lots of people, more on the higher teen age, into their 20s, and a group came back, and as I was with Mark playing another machine and just talking, they've come in and one's pulled a knife on Mark and grabbed him, and I was then a guy in front of me and a guy behind, and by that time there was a group of people watching, and we're in this pinball parlour. And anyway, he said, did you grab my friend? And I said, yeah, he stole my friend's fucking wallet, yada yada yada. Anyway, I had my hands up because I knew something was going to happen. I didn't see the guy originally behind me because I was so focused on him, because Mark yelled out, hey Gary, they got a knife, and I quickly looked and I could see they've grabbed him from behind and got a knife, and I yelled out, someone called the police, but no one gave a shit, right? So the guy in front of me pushed me, right? And I said, hey mate, just fucking don't want to fight, and then back in my head, this guy just slapped me, and I've like quickly turned and looked. And in Hapkido, when I was doing Hapkido, we do techniques where we stand like flat-footed, and the guy touches your shoulder and you spin and hit, right? Like this, and back. Spin by twisting the legs and back. But I was in a front stance, and by the time I got hit, I was just amped. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy. I quickly looked behind me with my peripheral and I went smash with the spinning hammer fist. And I hit him, and then I followed through picked him up, dumped him. You know those car machines that you sit in and it's got the, I think it was the F1 machine, and I've dumped him and I've put him inside that, and the whole machine's gone over, and I just belted this guy. The guy in front of me, the original guy, didn't even attack me, right? I just, from there, when I got hit and I was like this, I just went boom and hit him, and then hit him, tackle, a footy tackle, picked him up, dumped him, knocked over the car machine, and he was stuck in it, and I just unloaded and just completely annihilated this guy, punched absolute shit out of him. Because if they're going to kill my friend, I'm going to destroy someone at the same time. So it was either get belted or they slit my friend's throat. If they did that, they didn't end up doing anything because I just belted this guy, and then they all ran off at the end. But that was the basics of a spinning hammer fist. And then, of course, Yokumon, we have it. Most of my arts have it. Iron Snake has it as well. Kickboxing, obviously, we had it. So I'm going to show you how kickboxing, how we would set that up. Now, like I said, you wouldn't constantly try and spin and turn your back on someone, especially if they're doing jiu-jitsu as well. You're going to give your back, and you could, if you don't know how to do this fast and accurately, and know when and where to set it up, you could be in some danger, and you've already twisted, and you could be getting knocked out or choked out, right? So if I was in an orthodox stance, right, I can start with my jab cross, and as I step across, fake the jab again and spin into the hammer fist or the back fist. Now, you don't want the arm to be straight doing this. You want to have a bit of a curve. You don't want a full lock, because you can actually damage your elbow if the guy ends up hitting you here, and you're going to break your own arm. So you can use that with a bit of a arc, and that can even with the forearm cut through. So if you aim with the forearm, and then if he tries to get back with his head, you'll end up with the fist, right? So never a straight arm like this, right? Have a little bit of a bend in that elbow, just like we're doing the boy choi in the hammer fist series. So again, jab cross, that could be a palm to cover the eyes, into the hammer fist, cut back, hammer, jab cross. Right, there's many follow-ups you can do. I'll show you a couple, right? So you're here, jab cross, step across, off the line in case he fires back, right? Right, so 1, 2, across, he fires even his jab, I'm off the line, and there's the hammer fist, or the back fist. Then as I spin back, I've got those hands up so I can come back into a flow, right? Some styles like Charlie Fuck and the long arm systems may step off that and then come back with the big Sao Choi type of move too, which is okay, but I like to keep a little bit more tighter when I come back, when I spin back, because I want to keep my body covered at the same time, so I can derail anything coming through like that. You can come back and continue. Right, so you're on guard, jab cross, step off, turn, hit, jab cross, and back. 1, 2, step off, hit, 1, 2. Right. From here, if you can see it, right, jab, jab cross, step across, hit, hammer fist, jab cross, and back. Jab, jab cross, palm to face. That could be a finger jab. He might get his head back and you spin in. That could be also a spinning elbow if he rushes in. Right, so if I go 1, 1, 2, jab, elbow. Right, but we're just talking about spinning back fist. 1, 1, 2, hit, hit, and back. 1, 1, 2, hit, hit, and back. You can come through, your body rip, hook, and whatever you want to do as a follow-up. But the whole idea is to learn how to step across. That could also be initiated with a jab and then an inside leg and into the hammer fist. Another way to do it is if I throw a front kick or a teep like in Thai and someone parries that and pushes my leg to the side and it drops, I can follow into that as well. So there's ways to get to that, but to stand there and just start throwing your spinning back fist or hammer fist, you'd have to train it a lot of times and know the distance. From the rear foot, I could have gone 1, 2 and go with the right leg inside. If it was a southpaw, so right leg forward against my orthodox, I could go 1, 2, kick through, straight into the hammer fist, and back out again. Right, so there's ways to do this, right, rather than from here twist on the spot. You're going to get yourself hit in the back of the head or the spine, right? So there's also full step through with a hammer fist, but on the street I don't like to do that so much, only because if I've missed with, just say I did that again, and if the guy wasn't there and I've missed, your recovery is a little bit slower and then you're way open for them to counter attack. Right, so you hear jab, jab cross, and you step across with your fake jab, and if he moves in, you've got the strike. You can cut back with the elbow, hammer, 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 jab, cross. Right, so 1, 1, 2, cross, boom, and work your technique like that. Again, you can use a person holding the pads, and you can work that as well. Right, so from here, jab, jab, cross, fake it or cover his eyes, hit, come back to the hammer fist, jab, cross, or from here, bloody rip, hook, and a straight. Jab, jab, cross, hit, and back. Right, and reset. Bang, 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 cross, groin, back up. And so there's different targets depending on what you've done and what suits you. Right, but another way is I jab 1, 2, he fires his right back at me, then I push that across and come on the outside and hit. If he throws his jab, I can trap and hit as I step like this and straight into the moves. Alright, so my finger jab and step across. Punch, punch, and step across. Hammer, and follow up. So there's do's and don'ts, but it actually works if you can train it enough and you got that torque and that speed to do it. I've seen loads of knockouts with it. It can be effective, and if it does hit flush, you'll actually take their head right off. Not literally, but knock them out, right? So there's ways to do it. I can fake that and come around using my rear leg into it, right? All into the groin or into the spinning elbow. Alright, so that's the spinning hammer fist from Sifu G. Hope you liked it. It is effective. It needs to be trained a lot, and you need to be practicing with a partner and working that technique. Inside leg, spin, if you're going to do the opposite leg. I just watched a Thai fighter today actually, fight a Japanese kickboxer, and he got caught with that as well. So it does work, but you need to practice it. A lot of people will, if they've missed with their, just say they did a roundhouse kick, boom, and then miss, that's a usual follow-up, and it can catch someone if you got the brains to do it correctly and set it up. Alright guys, peace out, God bless.